coming from the Strong event in New York. Kenny Santucci's done a great job putting together a phenomenal group of speakers from all over the world pretty much. Right now we have Kelsey Heenan, who I've had the privilege of being able to shoot content with, work out with, her and her husband Dennis, who's a terrific person. Kelsey you're an online coach, 100%, and you also have built one of an incredible business, but also a physique you really need to be proud of. You move like an athlete. I watch you shooting hoops all the time, taking those off days. Your jump shots are way better than mine. Did you play competitive basketball?
I did. I played in college.
Yeah, I figured that. All right, but you've also built one of the best physiques in the business.
Thank you.
So applauding. But you've done it. It wasn't always that easy for you, was it?
No, it was not. Definitely was not.
Give us the story right now. I want to hear if you're all right talking about it.
Absolutely. I'm an open book, so feel free to ask me anything. So I was an athlete growing up. I played basketball, like I was just saying, and I went into playing college, and I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be the best that I could be, and through that process, it was a really challenging transition, and a lot of people go through that during that phase of life, but also just as a high-performing athlete, wanting to be the best and always perform better. So I wasn't getting as much playing time as I anticipated. There's just a lot going on, so many different stressors all at once, and my health went downhill very quickly. I started to I wanted to be better, so I decided to improve my nutrition. I decided to start working out more in the name of getting better.
Right.
And the more rules I put in place with food, the more workouts that I put in, it started off being fine, but then it started to slowly become obsessive. And I put all of these food rules in place, and I basically lost 30% of my body weight within a few months. And I am 5'11", ectomorph, never really had a lot of weight to lose. So it was something that really got scary very quickly. And I basically, through all of these different events, I had to go to the doctor, and the doctor told me that my heart rate was so low that I could have gone into cardiac arrest if I went for a brisk walk. It was very scary, and to the point where I really needed to get to treatment to be able to get healthy again.
How did you feel during that time? Like, were you sluggish? Were you like, did you know something was wrong, or were you just convinced in your mind that, oh, this is all good, this is the way it's supposed to be?
It's interesting because when you're going through the depths of an eating disorder or any sort of mental health issue, you don't necessarily feel like there's a problem. And part of you is almost like, absolutely not, I'm fine, I'm doing great, I'm so disciplined. And so many other people were affirming of my discipline, right? You always eat so healthy. You always are working out.
How can there be something wrong, It's like,
So I was getting a lot of positive affirmation for that. But deep down, I knew that I was so anxious around food. I had a lot of different episodes where I would have panic attacks around eating certain types of foods, and exercise compulsions where if I didn't get in whatever this specific amount of exercise or type of exercise was, if I didn't get that in, I would not be able to function. So it was a very interesting thing where I felt like I was being so healthy, but at the same time I was scared because I couldn't trust myself anymore.
So how did this change? I mean,
what help did you get? Like, what steps
how much weight did you lose? Like, at what point was it rock bottom to where you were able to make that pivot? Because look at you, you obviously made it.
Yeah.
We know the end of the story, you know what I'm saying?
The story ends well, don't worry.
Yeah.
So, through a bunch of different experiences happened. So, I'll give an example that I like to give. It was the first time that I realized I might have a problem. And it was the 4th of July, and my now husband Dennis, we were just dating at the time, we ordered a pizza, and basically the food came, and I opened the box, and it just wafted me with the smell of delicious pizza. But when I opened the box, I felt nothing but fear. I looked at it, and I smelled it, and it just felt like a death sentence to me. It felt like it was poisonous. If I were to put that in my body, it would just make me so fat, and I would just be horrible, and I'd be so unhealthy. And it was just this intense moment where I was overcome with anxiety and fear. I burst into tears. I started freaking out that I couldn't eat it, and Dennis was like, what is happening?
Right.
He had no idea, and I didn't have any idea. So it was this weird experience where that was the first time that happened, and that happened many other times after that. So then after that, at that point, Dennis said, you need to tell your parents or I will. So my mom, I called my mom, she flew out the next day, and that's when we went to the doctor and got a very grim response from the doctor saying, hey, you cannot exercise anymore. You have to be refed immediately, otherwise you could die. So through that, I went to treatment. A couple months later, I went into treatment, and that was the process I do have a lot of really disordered behaviors, but I still was fighting it. And that's the interesting thing about mental health, is trying to figure out that balance.
You know, it's what's crazy about it, Zach, is you hear a lot of influencers online trying to talk about mental health, and they don't have the right. I'm not saying that you have to go through what she had to go through, but I actually, you know me, I never really consider anyone an expert. In a way, I consider you an expert in this category, because that's scary.
Yeah, well, and it's hard to fully explain the depth of what I went through and that type of experience, but that's why I'm so passionate about the things that I do now and helping people. You can be informed about food and nutrients and be mindful about the choices that you make, but it doesn't have to be so all or nothing. It can be something where you can create a healthy balance.
How long does it take for you? So you go to the hospital, and how long does it take for you to feel like you're in a good spot?
So it was a very intensive program, and then I continued that care after I was in the treatment. So basically, I continued to go to counseling, to doctors, to therapists, and having tons of accountability from my family and friends to continue working through this. So a year later, after I went through this, I was symptom-free, which is I'm so thankful for, because so many people struggle their entire lives, and even if they're not experiencing the depths of life or death situation, they're still dealing with these thoughts ongoing. And another thing is too, most people won't go through that type of clinical eating disorder. But if you were to survey the population, I can pretty much guarantee that every single person has gone through some sort of troubled relationship with food or their body or exercise.
Oh yeah, I mean nothing that extreme, but I think if you laid out how I was eating at one point, that most people would categorize that as an eating disorder. Yeah, I wouldn't want to cheat in front of people, and there was all these would you develop a fear with food? Yeah, I think at one point there was certain times I would develop this fear, and then when I would allow myself the opportunity to eat, it was so overboard that you end up feeling like shit for the next few days, and it took me a decade plus to be able to get to the point where, last night I went to a holiday party and I had 2 cocktails and I had some food, and if that was 15 years ago, it wouldn't have been 2 cocktails. It would have been 20.
There's times where you just got to turn to a professional, and you have to understand and kind of surrender that you're not able to do it without help. And then there's times where you can just sit back, reassess, and understand that you got to make the change.
Food, of course, is fuel. Nutrients are so important, and understanding that is crucial to be a healthy person and have energy and be able to perform well. But food is so much more than just that. It's a part of your culture, and it's a part of being able to just enjoy food with friends, and it's so powerful, and it can be artistic, like you were saying, it looks beautiful. It's just, there's so much to it, but so often people just narrow it down into being this one thing, and it's only fuel, it's only nutrients, where it's yes, it is that, but it's also all of these other things as well, and we can enjoy it as that.
How much time do you spend meal prepping for the week on average? You too, Don. How much do you guys spend, in the kitchen?
To be honest, I hate cooking. Yeah. I honestly do. I just really don't enjoy it. So I've gone through different phases where I like to have some of the basics prepared ahead of time. So protein. So I'll cook a few pounds of meat and have that on hand, and then I'll just have a bunch of veggies on hand as well, and can just prepare it really quickly. So I'll maybe twice a week I'll probably go through and cook a few pounds of meat, but I'm not spending I don't like to do the pre-container things, because for me, there are certain times where I'm going to be more hungry than others. If I crush leg day, I know that I'm going to need this massive meal versus a day that I'm sitting around watching Netflix. Right. So for me, I like to have bulk prepared where I can just grab and go and have healthy things on hand. But also on a Friday night, if there's no food in the house and my friends and I want to go grab a pizza, I'm going to do that.
Right.
What about you, Zach? It's funny, we never talk about you much, because you've got a great physique on. You got a really solid physique.
Oh, stop.
But
tell me more.
You don't meal prep much.
I don't even like to cook.
Right. So what do you do? So think about that.
I'm pretty boring. To be honest with you, in terms of food, I appreciate it when there is when it looks good, but I don't have the patience to do it. I just don't enjoy it. I'm a good sous chef, with my wife, because it's a time for us to spend time together. But I'm real basic in the morning. Eggs, maybe some fruit.
Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy the food?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. Like I don't get bored of it at all. Like it's weird because when I used to, me and my wife were dating, she'd be like, man, you eat the same things over and over. Like, and I'm fine with it. So, and I do use a meal prep service. They're one of our big sponsors for the Olympia, Trifecta Nutrition.
Yeah,
they've sent them to me, and honestly, it's helped me tremendously because I wasn't eating during the day at all. So my mood would just plummet. I would feel like garbage all the time. Like I just didn't have any energy. So having some food during the day, and I get the vegetarian, and it's just really shown me that I need to prioritize how much I'm eating. And then I honestly have them a lot for dinner too because we have a 1-year-old and she's the boss of the house. So it's an adjustment for both me and my wife. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't put a ton of time in, but I don't really need to. But there was times in my life where, when I was living alone, I had to do all the cooking. They didn't have meal services back then. So,
can you tell everyone where they can find you? I mean,
absolutely. So my personal Instagram is the Daily Kelsey, and that's where I talk a lot about relationship with food and exercise in your body and how you can really create an ecosystem that allows you to be healthy and get fit, but also enjoy life. So that's where they can find me. And then my fitness business is called Hiitburn, so like high intensity interval training, burn like fire.
I love it. Well, Kelsey's been someone that I have been having a great time watching. You're on a great trajectory. More importantly, you're even a better person. So thank you for being awesome and doing what you're doing in the industry. This is really great.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Instagram for this guy over here, @CRaz.
Don Saladino.
And where can they ask questions, Zach?
Reps at muscleandfitness.com, of course.
Love it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.